Hey guys, welcome to Shin and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm Jess. You can find me on X at shinpad_IESR. Soft it's first of all, I know later start, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. New format for the show. Okay. We're looking at a new format. Up until now, the show a lot like a team playing short passes around the back, touching on many topics, moving quickly from one to the next. But here on out, we're pushing up the pitch. We're going deeper. Instead of covering everything, we're going to focus on fewer stories and breaking them down properly. The context, the business side, the impact on the game, and what it means for the fans. Because football deserves more than headlines. It deserves analysis. So think of this as the show moving from highlights to the full match experience. That's kind of what we're going for here. We're only going to be covering about really probably no more than 5 topics a night. 5 topics per week. But the show is going to be, I feel it's going to be so much better. It's going to have so much more depth, and quite frankly, I feel like it's going to be overall better because it's just been like a rapid succession of going from one topic to another, saying this person moved to this club, this person moved to this club, and it's been surface level, and we need to go deeper. I feel it's going to make this show even better. Moving to our first topic here of the night, former U.S. men's national team player and an NBA All-Star have teamed up to invest in a club. The former U.S. men's national team player, Josie Altidore, who, by the way, also played in the MLS, La Liga, the Premier League, Super League over in Turkey, Liga MX, and Eredivisie. He has teamed up with NBA All-Star Russell Westbrook to invest in a USL club, specifically Oklahoma City. If some of you have only recently been USL fans, and you're like, Oklahoma City doesn't have a USL club. Actually, they do. It was previously called OKC Energy. They took a hiatus back in 2021, and as of right now, they're planning to restart operations in 2028. And they initially decided to take a 1-year hiatus in 2021 because of stadium renovations, because it was going to impact the run into the 2022 season. And they had to extend the time off the pitch because of the new rule by the USL. At least it was new back in 2023. The new rule back in 2023 that stated each team had to play on home turf that was at least 110 by 170 yards. So like 110 by 170, which they didn't quite meet this requirement. So they've been on hiatus ever since. I think they've been still doing stuff off the pitch. They've still been running some of those operations. But anyway, back to the NBA and Westbrook and Altidore teaming up to invest in Oklahoma City. I read in an article about this topic that it's kind of they're kind of looking at it like Oklahoma City is becoming a fast growing city. And this project and the soccer team is a part of a bigger project, a $1 billion investment in the entertainment district. So they're going to be looking at getting a new stadium, a completely stadium by the 2028 season, which is in a couple of years. And it's kind of interesting to see that not necessarily that they're investing in OKC, but for me, it just kind of feels interesting because when it comes to these like big name people, it's becoming a trend where celebrities and athletes are investing in soccer clubs, which I've got more on that a little bit later. I mean, totally get it. Famous investors tend to draw attention to clubs that we might not have heard of, such as Wrexham AFC with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. And of course, this attracts the attention of potential investors and future fans, even if the fandom did start with the owner, being a fan of the owner first. I mean, you look at this, and I'm going to be writing a piece on this later. Hopefully in the next month or two, I'm going to be writing a piece on this about how there are so many famous people that are investing in soccer. I mean, you've got Snoop Dogg and Swansea City, Will Ferrell, and not only LAFC, but the LA Kings. Who else? He's part owner of Austin FC. I can't think right now. I'm not thinking. I'm so close to his name. He used to be in a bunch of rom-coms. You guys probably know. you guys probably know. But this is becoming a trend, And of course, drawing in these investors, the big names are drawing in investors and, like I said, future fans who will then spend money on merchandise. So it's investing in the club in more than one way, which is great. It's just it kind of makes me personally wonder why. And a little bit late, like I can kind of see why Westbrook and Altidore are investing in OKC is because they see the growth that's happening at OKC. They're seeing it. So they're wanting to invest in the club as part of a larger project. But sometimes I'm like, why are you investing in this club? Why did, and I still wonder why Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney decided on Wrexham AFC specifically. More on that a little bit later with our last topic of the evening. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Jumping into the comments a little bit. Hello, Christian. I am excited for the World Cup. It's gonna be fun to watch, and honestly, I'm kind of wondering how things are gonna go with politics and everything going on in Mexico. I'm just kind of wondering how that's going to play out. I don't know. I still kind of think that the way that they're like, it's frustrating for me as a fan to see these people going into spending all of this money, and the prices are insane for these tickets. Absolutely insane. And I don't think it's right. I don't. I absolutely do not think it's right. All right, guys, we are going to be taking our first break here. You've been watching Shin and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. See you guys after the break.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
All right, welcome back to Shin and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Our next topic of the evening, we are going to be talking about Tottenham. Tottenham are not doing great this season. They are just, I think they're 17th right now? But it has been announced, and they haven't announced who it is because I did try to look. Right now, Tottenham are sitting at number 16. 16th on the table. They are barely not in the relegation zone. Barely outside of the relegation zone. And quite personally, I don't blame the sponsor. This is a major long-term sponsor that is reportedly worth millions of dollars. And apparently other sponsors are also looking at their agreements with the club based on what they're seeing on the pitch. Sponsors want to see that the club is doing well. You're not doing well, you have that risk of losing a sponsor. Like I said, the name of the major sponsor hasn't been revealed because of things like contract restraints, and it's just been announced that the long-term sponsor is ending the relationship at the end of the season. So once the season's done, they're no longer sponsoring Tottenham. Even if they avoid relegation, they could be facing financial ruin, because this could be, based off of what I've seen, this could be detrimental financially for the team, because it's like, what the heck? You know? I mean, if you're doing that badly, and honestly, not as much with Tottenham, but I really expected to hear more from the Wolves, because the Wolves are definitely in the relegation zone, and I don't see them staying in the Premier League next season. I think they're going to be relegated. But also, I mean, it just seems like there's changes all over that. I mean, I wish I had more information on you for you guys, but it's just, I don't know. Just kind of feel like they're pretty much doomed whether they get relegated or not. Get relegated or not, because like they're not only losing millions from this one sponsor, they're in jeopardy of losing other sponsors, and that's not good, because you can't really get better as a Premier team unless you have the finances to help back up your club. So, yeah. There's also another change as well. Their sponsor, the AIA group. I mean, you may have just seen the AIA on the front of their shirts. For now, they're going to remain the front of shirt sponsors. And I don't know if this has anything to do with how they're doing on the pitch, or if this is just a change in like the contract, or how things are going, like not necessarily on the pitch, but like morphing, transitioning kind of a deal. But as of next season, you won't be the AIA on the front of their shirts, but they're transitioning. They're still going to be a sponsor, but they're transitioning to the training kits after this season. So their visibility will be reduced as well, because they're only going to be training kits, not any of the actual match kits. Which, I mean, like I said, I don't know. It could very well be because of how poorly they're doing. I don't know. This season, it just seems like Tottenham and who was it? Oh, my brain. Yeah, Tottenham, pretty much the hot seat. Tottenham and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is the one that's like got 4 managers in a single season. But I don't know. Those two seem to be hot. And those two are 16th and 17th on the table, barely avoiding relegation right now. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not with these two teams. And I'm surprised I haven't heard anything about sponsors pulling out for Nottingham Forest. I don't know what the heck's going on with Nottingham Forest. But But both of these teams are in the hot seat, and I don't get it sometimes. I don't get it. We'll see though, And probably once the season's over, we'll figure out who the long-term sponsor is, and then we'll probably be like, "Oh, dang. You messed up." So, but anyway, we're going to take another short little break, and then we're going to get into our final topic, which is a good one, I might add, and kind of ties into our first topic. So I think it's a good, well-rounded show tonight. But I've been watching Shin, and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. See you after the break.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, welcome back to Shin, and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This next one is one that I literally just found out today, and it's a story that broke today. So, Ronaldo is investing in Spanish club Almira. Honestly, like, the way I'm reading these articles is that I'm reading, like, this is his first club that he's invested in. When my impression was that he had already invested in Al Nassr and had become part owner of Al Nassr. But I guess not, is how I'm taking this. Anyway, Almira are currently in the second tier of the Spanish league. They're third in the Segunda division, which I think is the second tier of La Liga. And he purchased a 25% stake, and I think this is actually a really smart move, by the way. He purchased a 25% stake in the club through his investment group, CR7 Sports Investments. So he purchased it through his investment group. Which I think is a really smart move. Some of you might know that Ronaldo recently, like earlier this month, turned 41. So I feel like he's just been kind of planning for several years, not just the last couple, but I'm talking probably for the last 5-7 years, probably, in what he's going to do after retirement. I don't know if he actually really knew that he was going to still be playing, being an active footballer at the age of 41. So clearly this guy is smart. And I think it is a really smart idea for him to invest through the investment group rather than directly with his own money. Now, some of you might be wondering why this club. It's been reported that he has said the club has a strong foundation and clear growth potential. Now, mind you, this club has only been established since 1989. A lot of clubs have been established since the late 1800s, so they are older clubs, more established. But he's investing in I really want to say more of a middle-aged, pre-middle-aged club kind of a deal. So, I mean, there's that kind of unsureness, I feel. And Ronaldo's not the only player to have bought a stake in a club. Mbappe bought a stake in a club, like this big French guy, big French player. And SM Caen, Caen. They're in the French League 2. Luka Modric has invested. He invested in Swansea City along with Snoop Dogg. They are in the EFL Championship. Vinicius Jr., you may have seen stuff about him recently regarding some not so good press. He invested in FC Alversa, and that club is in Liga Portugal 2. And Mata has invested in San Diego FC, which, if some of you don't know, is in the MLS. They've all bought stakes in clubs, and like I was saying before, this just further proves and really further shows the growing trend of famous people, like big-time athletes, big-time actors, etc., investing in soccer. And it's showing you how much more momentum and how much more growth soccer has made in the last few years. To me, it makes sense for Ronaldo and for these other players to have bought stakes in clubs, because it kind of is like a transition, a bridge, if you will, to what they're going to do after they retire. And apparently it's been reported that he's been interested in owning a football club once he retires, which I feel is probably going to be like this year or next. I don't know. I'm not particularly upset about this because I think it's much smarter and a much better move for a former soccer player to get involved on the business side of things than, I mean, if you've seen Welcome to Wrexham on Disney Plus, if you've seen that, look at the very start of it if you haven't, because it just shows you getting into soccer on the business side is not as much like, it's not that necessarily that smart, because it's more complex than you realize. At least the former soccer players kind of know what things are like on the pitch. So an active player buying a stake in the club, that will give them the ability to apply the knowledge that they have on the pitch in the boardroom. They'll have in things like strategy, branding, and recruitment philosophy. And it also allows players to continue earning after they retire, boosting their global brand. For someone big like Will Ferrell investing in LAFC, it's just kind of like a why? Why is this a trend right now? I mean, I'm going to be doing a piece on this, like I said, hopefully in the next month or two, to hopefully show that. But it just makes more sense for people like Ronaldo to invest because they already know one side of things, and they can translate that to help make better policies, to help with, like I said before, strategies and all these other things. Because no matter no matter what happens in the boardroom, that is still gonna eventually trickle down onto the pitch. I mean, there's consequences both ways, you know. So I think it's a really smart idea. I really, really do. And Ronaldo has shown he is clearly not an idiot. Clearly. He has had some sort of education or educated himself on some things. But Ronaldo's invested in the club, man. And the club is like, we're here for it. Look, I've even read an article where I think one of the president, I think, of Almeria that said if he still wants to play, I'm sure no matter what manager we have at the time, we'll welcome him with open arms. Hey, why not, man? All right, guys. Just a reminder, we do have a conversation on band. So for those of you that absolutely love talking football, you can send us a DM either on X, or you can see about sending us a DM on TikTok, or you can even comment on the pinned post on X to get the invite to join the conversation. And who knows, you could even be on the show. Until next time, guys, keep those shin pads sharp and your shenanigans sound. You've been watching Shin Pads and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. See you guys next time.